Assalamu alaikum. How are you? How's everything? Inshallah, today we have the fifth part in our lesson, which is symptoms of disease. Let's recall what is the title of our lesson. Our lesson is infectious diseases. We started the infectious diseases and we knew a lot about infectious diseases right now. We knew the infectious diseases can spread between people and they are caused by pathogens. These pathogens can be bacteria, viruses, protozoa, fungi, and parasites. And the scientists established germ theory, which states that some microorganisms are pathogens, which means not all microorganisms are pathogens. On the other hand, we studied that Koch's postulates, which are the steps we have to follow to make sure that, or to be able to say about a pathogen or about a microorganism, this is a pathogen which causes a specific disease. Then we said for each pathogen to spread, it needs reservoir and a way of spread. The reservoir can be human, animal, or even other reservoirs, and the transmission or the spread can happen by direct contact, indirect contact, through air or through objects, or by a vector. Now we will talk about the symptoms of diseases. When I'm talking about the symptoms of diseases, I'm not gonna to tell you what are the symptoms of diseases, but I'm gonna to tell you why do we feel these symptoms. So symptoms of diseases are different from one disease to another. And as I told you before, sometimes we have the pathogen and we don't express any symptoms because the pathogen is still in the incubation time in which it is reproducing and recognizing the body and start to affect this body. So when do we feel the symptoms? When exactly? Once the pathogen enters the body or after a specific period of time. Once we have catch the flu, we will have the sneezing and coughing, or it will happen later on. The virus which causes flu is a virus. This is one of the viruses. This is the shape of one of the viruses. Not all the viruses have the same shape. This is another type or another shape of viruses. And this is another type of viruses. So when do we feel the symptoms or when do we feel sickness? Directly after the pathogen invade our body or later on? First, how the pathogens cause the symptoms. For example, if we took the influenza as an example for the pathogens, influenza can be caused by viruses or even bacteria. How they cause the symptoms? They invade the cells. When they invade the cells, as we see here, the virus is invading the cells. Sometimes it's able to enter the cell, multiply inside the cell, or it can act from outside. The virus, the bacteria, whatever the pathogen we are dealing with, it can enter the cell or it can act from outside. What will happen if it enters the cell and what will happen if it acts from outside? If the virus, let's talk about viruses first. If the virus enters the cell, it will multiply inside the cell. As we know, the viruses cannot multiply in their own. They need an organism to multiply inside. Otherwise, they are not able to multiply. So the virus will enter the cell, multiply inside the cell. Now it needs to leave. During this time, we don't feel any symptoms because the cell is still working. But instead of working as a normal cell, it's now factory for viruses to multiply inside. Once the viruses multiply and reach the amount they need, they will start to leave the cell and attack the rest of the body. When the virus leaves the cell, it will leave the cell by exocytosis or by causing the cell to burst. Both cases damage the cell. When the virus leaving the cell to spread all over the body, it will go outside from the cell by exocytosis or by causing the cell to be burst. These two cases will cause the cell to be damaged. Damaging the cells, here you will start to feel the symptoms. This virus, which is reproduced in one of the cells and start to go to another cell, it will start to do the same process again and again, and the result is pain, coughing, sneezing, headache, whatever the symptoms according to what is the type of the pathogen you have. This is one of the ways by which the virus or the symptoms start to appear. Another way, when the virus damage and kill the cells. Some viruses are working from outside, like this one. What do you think will happen after the virus include the cell like this? Can you see this? How the virus is including the cell, engulfing the cell? It will not be able to engulf the cell, but it can kill the cell, damage the cell. Here also you will be able to feel the symptoms and you will know that you have sickness. This is also another way. Viruses are outside the cell, but they are injecting materials into the cell. This is another way to feel symptoms. When the virus start to inject chemicals or substances into the cell, or even it will secrete substances and chemicals that are able to damage and disturb the cells. So the viruses, bacteria, all pathogens have different ways to attack the cell. And when they start to attack, I will start to have the symptoms. Once the virus or the bacteria enter the body, it's not able to directly make you feel symptoms. May you have 2, 3, 7, 14 days you have the virus and no symptoms appear yet. And sometimes years you have the virus and no symptoms appear yet, like the HIV virus. The HIV virus incubation time is up to 5 years. Maybe 5 years you have the virus and you don't have any symptoms and you don't know that you have the virus. So the incubation time of viruses and bacteria or any pathogen is extended from few seconds to few days up to years. So what will happen for the symptoms to appear? The pathogen enter the body and it have many ways to affect the body. May it will attack the cells from outside and damage and kill these cells. Here you will feel the symptoms. Or it will enter the cell, reproduce inside, and then when it's leaving the cell, it causes the cell to be damaged, and here you will feel the symptoms. Or it can secrete some chemicals that affect and kill the cells. This is also another way to affect the cells. Or it will engulf or kill, destroy the cell from outside. These are all ways for the viruses and bacteria to affect our body. We have an example which is tetanus bacteria. The tetanus bacteria produce toxins. These toxins will start to cause spasms in your muscles, and here you will start to feel the symptoms of the disease. As I told you, by producing toxins that cause the spasm in your muscles. So the bacteria itself enter the body and produce these toxins inside the body. On the other hand, we have botulism. Botulism is another type of diseases that caused by a bacteria, botulism bacteria. This bacteria doesn't need to enter the body. It just live on the food, secrete some toxins. When you are eating the food which is contaminated with the botulism, the symptoms will start to appear in your body, and these toxins paralyzes the nervous system and it causes a severe paralysis. So bacteria and viruses, not every time, but let's talk about bacteria first. Bacteria, not every time it needs to enter the body to cause the infection. Sometimes it secretes the toxins on the objects we are using daily, and once these toxins enter our body, the symptoms will start to appear. Some bacteria enter the body itself, reproduce inside, and cause the symptoms to happen. But the virus, every time it needs to enter the body. So when the virus enters the body, these are different shapes of the viruses. These are a type of virus. This virus have a shape near to the coronavirus. This is another type of viruses attacking the cell from outside. Oh, this one is leaving the cell by exocytosis. See here, these viruses are coming out from the cell by the exocytosis. In the beginning, one virus only entered the cell, start to reproduce inside, and then it's again to leave the cell by exocytosis. When leaving the cell by exocytosis, it doesn't mean the cell is still healthy. Now the cell is going to be damaged because inside the cell there is no more organelles. Organelles have been killed and changed into factory of viruses. So this cell cannot work anymore as normal cell. These cells have been damaged. The damage of this cell will cause the symptoms to start to appear. Here, this is a virus which is working from outside, destroying the cell from outside, causing the cell to be damaged from outside. This is also viruses that are injecting materials inside the cell and cause the cell to be damaged by these toxins or by these materials. So today we talked about the symptoms of diseases. We are not going to study what are the symptoms of diseases. No, each disease have different symptoms according to the pathogen which cause this disease. But our question today is, when can we feel symptoms? When the symptoms are appearing. This happens when the virus, the bacteria, the pathogen, whatever it is, start to attack the cells by one of different ways. By entering the cell, reproducing inside, then leaving the cell by damaging it, or by secreting some toxins that can kill the cell, or by invading the cell from outside, kill and destroy it. So these are the symptoms will start to appear when one of these actions happen by the pathogen. Thank you for listening. Inshallah, meet you soon. Bye bye. Have a nice day.